Hi everybody, I'm Jenna. This is Apple Dolly Creations. I'm pressing out wrinkles in my fabric. So when you hop on, let me know you're here so that I can say hi. And I'm going to pull myself up over here. I don't know if we're still having problems with comments, but you know, just so what is this saying? Okay, let me, are we getting pop-ups now? Okay. I have not done a video except for events that I have been in since November. So let's see, why can't I get myself here? Okay, go out, back in. Hi Jan, hi Brenda. Why am I not seeing myself? Oh, for heaven's sakes. Are we still having these issues all these months later? There I am. Okay. Hi Wanda. I'm glad you made it. So, I am doing a kit that when we were packing and moving that I had forgotten that I purchased from, hi Mom, hi Joanne, that I had purchased from Kelly at Hoosac Mountain Mercantile. This is probably 6 months ago. Now I did send her a message and ask her, hi Deborah, if she would make this again. And I believe she will. She hasn't gotten back to me. But if you remember this kit, it was a Mammy doll that she did. So it had a banner. And I believe this was the stand. I don't remember. I saved a picture of hers, but it's lost in my phone. So on her banner, the pattern, it comes with a welcome. But what I'm using mine for on here, I'm putting this in my guest room. And I am putting our Wi-Fi password on here. So, not that we have a lot of guests, but I thought it would be cute. I had something that I had purchased somewhere for Wi-Fi password for our guest room. And I thought this would be really cute to do. So yeah, we are making this into a Mammy doll, but I'm not sure how she did hers. I don't remember because it's been so long ago. I don't know if she painted a dress on hers or if she used fabric. I'm using fabric. Hi Donna. We are putting a fabric dress on her. Now, when I got this, I put holes on both sides of the banner. Now, she had holes already drilled in the hands and across the head. I think she used, excuse me, wire for her hair. I am using something else. What I did was I drilled 2 holes in the bottom and 2 holes in the stand. And hi Sharon, and I put 2 little dowel rods in there, and I used Gorilla Glue, wood glue, so that this will stand. So I could just push those in those holes and make this stand up. To make sure I get the right one. There we go. Because there we go. So she'll stand. So that's the only change I did, was I put dowel rods in the stand and holes in the bottom of her feet. So I am covering the banner with a piece of just burgundy fabric, because this is going to be the fabric for her dress. And then a pocket. Hi Vicki, welcome. I feel like I haven't done this forever. I feel like this is my very first video. Hi Pat. And then I'm using a piece of grunged muslin to do our Wi-Fi password on. So that's what we're doing. And I just ironed all this fabric. So what I believe that, hi Jody, thank you for sprinkling. Hi Connie, thank you all. I have missed all of you so much. It's been so long. So I believe that Kelly painted hers with black paint. I am painting mine with burnt umber from Apple Barrel. This is the color that I use when I'm doing dark skinned dolls. My cloth dolls, this is the color that I use. So that's what I'm using on her. So I am just going to put... Hi Dennis. Thank you for the stars. I appreciate it. I'm just putting a drop of water. That's more than a drop in there just to thin this out just a tiny bit. I'm going to dump some of this water out because it will be too thin. There we go. So Dennis is my son. He's joining us. He's been picking on everybody on Facebook for the last few days, so everybody's got to get back at him. So I'm just going to mix this up. So I'm just painting her face, her arms, and her feet, but I'm going to paint shoes on her too. And I'm going to paint the whole back side this burnt umber color. But on the front, I'm just doing her hands. So I wanted to go live earlier this week, but we are still in a mess. I don't think we're ever going to get out of this mess. Those of you who've been following our drama, it's been awful. And then the cold weather and the move. For about 4 weeks now, I have been in a flare-up and trying to work on top of everything else. I don't know who was going to break first, me or Tony. I know one time my son hopped on and everyone was saying we had a creeper. So I just wanted y'all to know that's my son. So we are going to paint her face. Well, actually, I should paint her arms because she doesn't have sleeves on her dress. So I'm probably going to need more paint. So I told Kelly I was going to be on. We've rented a house for the next 2 years until we can figure out what we're doing with our other house. So yeah, we're not quite sure what we're doing with that house yet. So for 2 years we're in this house, and this move just about killed us. We moved out of our house because it has structural damage. We found another house that we absolutely loved, and we moved into it. Started moving into it. Then we found out that it had black mold. So we had to box what we've already unboxed, move out of it, and find another place. So we found this one. So we're renting this one. So over Christmas we were in a hotel. It's anybody would have told me this story, I would have think, wow, that's a really long tale. but it's the truth. So the house we bought, we can't live in because when we purchased it, we had an inspection, all of that, but the inspector inspected for the seller and not for us. And the seller, I figured I was going to have to make more of this. The seller covered up a ton of crap that he did or didn't do. So Tony decided in November that we should put a roof on the house. And that's when everything came to light. The house had structural damage. Couldn't have a roof put on because the roof was twisting, because walls were, studs in the walls were disintegrating from extreme water damage that this house had before we bought it. So, yeah, so we're in this house for a while. Yeah, Joanne, I don't know what we're doing with that house. But luckily, Tony decided he's putting a roof on the house. Otherwise, I'm not sure how we would have found out that that house was so bad. Let's try this out. So that is why I have not been live, because we moved out of our house, into the other house, out of that house, into the storage unit, out of the storage unit into this house, all in 2 weeks. It's like, oh, yeah, it was a nightmare. Christmas was a nightmare this year. We were too exhausted to even enjoy it. So we still have some stuff in a storage unit that we got to get out before our payment is due again. So we're not quite done moving yet. But at least it's not that much stuff. And you know, every house is different. So you got to set things up differently. And I had the other house set up because, you know, we were buying it. Was never moving again. Okay. Let's try this front. So Kelly said she was going to hop on. I don't know if she has a live tonight or not. So I'm just making sure everything that will be seen is painted. Because her dress is going to be partially glued and partially Mod Podge. So I know I kept a picture of Kelly's because I knew I bought the kit, and I cannot find it on my phone at all. Hi, Teresa. Yeah, Joanne, it was scary. And when the roofer started telling us all this stuff was wrong with the house, because he said the front of the house is twisting and something was, he thought the joists in the roof were broke, but it's the walls that are disintegrating. So that's what we've got painted so far. It's sucking up the paint. So it's primitive, so we're not going to worry too much about it sucking up paint. The arm side. That's why I have you all here, to keep me in, tell me I missed something. Thank you. And see, I was looking too, and I didn't see that. The top of her head needs painted a little bit more too, because we're using something different for her hair. I think Kelly put twisted wire, or maybe nails. I think she used nails in hers for her hair. I'm using something else. So thank goodness we didn't have children living with us, using those spare bedrooms and that side of the house, because it probably would have been worse. So, yep. Okay, so I have this homespun, and what I'm going to do is just gather the top. Now I have all of the sides. I ripped it so it'd all be frayed on all 4 sides. Now this is a lot bigger. I'm going to gather it so the front of her dress is really full. See, Joanne, that's why I have y'all here. And I'm just going to do a running stitch right across the front, or right across the top. So we had appointments today. We had all this running around to do today. And I still did not know what I was doing at 2 o'clock this afternoon. So I came in here and sat down and I said, okay, I got to figure this out. And I'm looking around what I do have unpacked. And then I saw this kit. I thought, oh, I remember I got this kit. I'll just do that. Because I remember one time Kelly asked me if I had done it. So let me move this down. And I'm just gathering it right across from shoulder to shoulder. So once I have that, so it's really full on her, I'm just going to knot this off. I don't know if Kelly used fabric or she painted a dress on hers. I went back through her videos, but you know, they only keep them 30 days. And this is probably 6 months old, this kit. So if I remember correctly, I have another kit coming from her too, but I don't remember what that was either. I have been in moving mode and work mode. I have my Dremel sitting here. All my cords are tangled, my iron. So I'm just going to do right across, right under her head, just a line, and put this on her. So next week, I came across a duck pattern that I had not made in I don't know how many years. So next week we're going to be doing it. I'm going to be sewing a duck. Oh, Jody, Aiden is more important. Oh, when they're teething, that's awful. Hi, Debbie. Welcome. When they're teething, that's awful. I always feel bad for little kids when they're teething, because I know when I'm having dental problems and my gums are itching, and I can't imagine all my gums itching. So from the shoulder all the way down the side, I'm going to put a bead of glue just so this sticks. And I need to paint a little bit more on her, on the bottom here. Sometimes when I get apple barrel paint, it's really thin. This is so thick. Needs to be a little bit more down here. I'm putting lace on her too that I grunged, but I want to make sure none of this raw wood shows. Hi, Camille. Welcome. I don't know if it's that dryer. It's drying the paint really quick, or it's just really soaking in that wood. But this is drying fast. So I'm going from the shoulder straight down the side. All day too, my husband and I were running around. I kept telling him, I gotta figure out what I'm doing. I gotta figure out what I'm doing. Sometimes it's the last minute stuff that I actually like better. So I'm going to take all her pleats and I'm pulling them down so that they are not bunched up. And then I'm going to glue the other side. And that's what it's going to look like. So those of you just joining, this kit is from Kelly at Hoosac Mountain Mercantile. So if you're interested in it, now her banner said welcome. Mine is going to be Wi-Fi password for our guest room. I don't know, do they even do that anymore? I think you can automatically connect to Wi-Fi anymore, can't you? It's pulling this all down. And I'm just going to put a couple dots of glue just to hold this flat. So I have some eyelet lace. I'm going to put it no wait, let's see, maybe across her waist. Maybe not at all. Because I have a doily also. Well, a piece of one that I've cut. Then we'll put at her neck. Maybe I won't use this at all. What do you think about the doily and the eyelet? Oh, upcycling. Hi, Colette. I love to upcycle stuff. 10 minutes before. Thank you for the hearts. So what does that look like? Both of those. You like that? So let's cut this. So I'm just going to put just a dab to hold this doily. And try not to get my fingers in the glue. Of course, you know I always do that. I'm glad I'm not the only one, Debbie, that waits till the last minute for my brain to kick in and say, hey, this is what we're doing. Okay, let's glue that and then we'll turn the ends under. My husband will say, don't worry about it. You always pull it off. But I'm going back to my normal schedule next week, which is Monday and Friday at 7 and Wednesdays at 4. I go earlier on Wednesday because of church. So, but there's always replay. If you see this on replay, please put hashtag replay so I can thank you. So I'll make a little bow. Yeah, Sharon, I've missed everything, but I gotta find all my stuff. It's still packed. I left this room the last to put together. So I'm just making a little bow out of a strip of the dress fabric, and we'll put it on her neck. I want to thank all of you for the prayers and for all of the oh no, Colette, you're not late. Not late at all. All the messages and everything that since we've been going through all this mess, nightmare. It's been a nightmare. Just wondering if I could put a piece under her dress. What would that look like? I should have put it on before I glued it. Nope, too late. So I'm taking, this is Folk Art Multi-Surface. If you all want a good paint, this stuff will not come off of my mats. It is there to stay. I soaked my mats and it will not come off. I'm just doing two little eyes. Well, if I can get, there we go. Get them the same size. Colette, how's your dad doing? Just two little eyes. I'm going to let that dry. See, my mats are silicone. That black paint will not come off. I've soaked them. Boiling water will not come off. This one the same way. It won't come off of this mat. So this is like some really good paint. This multi-surface. We're going to take this and we're going to paint it all black. I don't know why I just put that away. And I'm going to put some of that eyelet lace around this. Yeah, everybody's been getting sick. Poor Donna, she's had it twice. Our weather is finally starting to warm up. It's going to be almost 70 one day next week. Back to our normal weather. It's so funny. Mentioned snow down here. Even though we don't get even one snowflake, the stores are empty. You can't get anything. Oh no, Colette, I'm sorry. We'll have to keep your dad in our prayers. One of the Walmarts here last week, when they said snow, they had to close. They didn't have enough groceries to keep the store open. They closed. It was so funny. Well, here in Georgia, we really don't get snow. I'm in middle Georgia. We don't get snow. And you mentioned snow and people just, everything closes. Schools close, even at the threat of it. When I went to school, you put on boots and you stood outside at your bus stop and froze to death until the bus came and got you. But now, of course, that was Pennsylvania. This is Georgia. That's different. Okay, we're going to set this aside and let that dry a little bit and work on our banner. Now this one I'm using, this is Tuscan Red. This is as close of a color that I have to her dress. And I'm also putting fabric on this. So if you're interested in this kit, contact Kelly at Hoosac Mountain Mercantile. Most of you are probably already following her anyway, because she is a great lady. Does some very nice wood stuff. I used to do wood when I had my store. I made all kinds of wood stuff. I've even made 2 cabinets that I use in my house, but I don't do wood anymore. Tony bought me the saws and everything if I wanted to get back into it. Maybe one day. I'm just happy sitting here at my sewing machine right now. Oh, I know, Donna. I know. You had some snow. My mom had some snow in Pennsylvania. Holy cow. We moved out of Pennsylvania to get away from all that cold weather. But I don't think we moved far enough south. My son is in Lower Georgia. They were making fun of us because they had 70 degrees and we had 0. I just set that in black paint. That wasn't very nice. Yeah, we were, one Saturday, our electric went out. It came back on the whole entire day. Oh, Mama, you guys will never get dug out. 3 to 5 more inches tonight. You will never get dug out of this snow. Then the building my mom lives in, water pipes busted, ceilings fell. It's been bad up there where she is. Yeah, the people that live on the first floor of my mom's building, they've had a mess. I haven't used that color very often. I like that. Summer to see the ground? Probably. Yeah, Louisiana's been getting hit too. Everywhere that doesn't get snow, or not that much snow, is getting slammed. I think I'm done with that. I think I'm done with the painting. I could just move this mat. So that black paint will not come off of this. Once it's dry, it's there. So I'm going to have to get a remover or something, because everything's supposed to come off of silicone, but that won't. So this multi-surface from Folk Art, it says satin acrylic, but it really sticks. So what we're doing is we're taking this fabric, and I have Coffee Posh here. 9.5 days without power. Oh my gosh, that's awful. I gotta grab another paintbrush. The first spring Tony and I were here, there was a tornado. We were a week without power, but Tony's a prepper, so he is prepared for all kinds of stuff. So we have generators. So, and thank goodness. So yeah, that tornado was awful. So I'm going to just lay that right on there and then go over it again. Yeah, crazy Tony and I, when that tornado hit, he was in the yard working. I don't know what I was doing in the house. And he yelled in the house and he said, I thought you said that it wasn't going to rain today. And there was no rain predicted. So I went out on the porch and we're standing there watching it rain. And it kept getting harder and harder and harder. And then the wind kicked up. We were having a tornado. We didn't even know it. So let's try this. Yeah, it only does so much, yeah. At least it kept our refrigerator and our freezer going. We cooked on the grill. No, this was the first spring when we moved here 3 years ago. No, thank God we didn't have a tornado today. That would just pop everything. No, if we had a tornado today, I would have just like, okay, God, I'm done. I know, right? Not today, Satan, not today. Yeah, the house fell apart. And then the microwave quit working. Then the toaster quit working. And then we had a problem with the transmission of the truck. And then Tony had to order a wire for the truck that goes to the battery. A wire, $80 for a wire. It was like, okay, you know, what else? The house breaking was enough. So I haven't replaced my toaster or microwave yet. It's like, I'll get there one day. But I actually don't miss the microwave at all. He likes it to reheat stuff really fast. But I don't miss it. I should have got my sanding. Well, I could have found it if I looked today. But this is working out okay. My Gator sander is somewhere. Everything is somewhere. We're missing one of the remotes. We just found that. So, yeah, we'll get it together eventually. Lord willing. No, Jody. The one we had to move out of. No, this house. Oh my God, no. You're lost, Jody. No, we found out that we had to move out of our house, and the toaster broke. Then the microwave quit. And then after we started doing all this moving, then the truck started having issues. I think we got the truck done now. Thank God. You're up to speed? Okay. You're in baby mode right now. You can't keep up here. So where did I put my paper or my... No, we'll just cut another one. That's too big. I had one cut. I don't know where I put it. I'm going back to losing one thing on every live. I was hoping that wouldn't happen. So this I'm going to write our Wi-Fi password on. Just our kids will be staying in the spare room. The other night, Tony and I were watching a movie, and we hear this loud crash. Sounded like something hit the house, ran into the house. And our house is way back off the road. And I'm like, how could something hit the house? Here our closet system fell in the closet. I was like, well, that wasn't put in very well. And I'm using Coffee Posh to put this in. So I got to contact, so we're renting this, so that's on them to fix. But it sounded like something hit the house. Just ran right into it. That's how loud it was. Tony and I jumped up. He went outside and I came running back to the bedrooms. So I have to put 2 holes in this so I can hang this. Yeah, my sandpaper would have, sanding block would have been nice for this. Or a smaller pair of scissors. So I made this Coffee Posh not with instant coffee, because we make pots of coffee. So I just used that coffee to make this. And it's just Mod Podge, a little water, and coffee. So that's what I'm going to put our Wi-Fi password on. Which I have to ask Tony what it is, because I don't know. That's his part. I'm just using a skewer to poke those holes in there. If I can find this one. There it is. Kelly did hers as a welcome sign. I normally use instant coffee and Mod Podge or white glue and a little bit of water. But I had extra coffee in my coffee pot, and I just used that with white glue and water. That's what I did this one with. But normally I use instant coffee. So there's that. We're going to set this over here to dry so that we can bring our little girl back. Oh, you're welcome. Hi, Dorothy. So what I'm using for her hair, let's glue her on her base. So there she is so far. What I'm using for her hair is this is lace that I have stained with coffee, and then I use a straw with Mod Podge. I take a straw and I take whatever I'm using. I have ribbon and I make these curly cues. Lace. What else? I don't have too many of these made right now. But after I put Mod Podge on my ribbon or whatever I'm using, I wrap it around a straw. This is just a regular drinking straw, and let it dry. And then I take it off. And I use these for all kinds of things. So this is what I'm using for her hair. Now I think Kelly used a little nails for her hair. So we might have to make these holes just a bit bigger. If I can see them. There they are. So this is just a stylus. And I will poke these in, and then if they need trimmed down, we're going to trim them down. So I'm going to poke them in first, and then I'm going to put some glue in that hole. Yeah, I'm going to trim this one a little bit. Now you can also wet your ribbon with a little bit of glue and water, and put these on dowel rods and put them in the oven. I just use straws and just let them dry. That's how I've always done it. But these are called corkscrews. I call them curly cues. They're really cute in ribbon, little girls' hair ribbons. One year I made, it was on my other page, I made a whole bunch of these with wide ribbon and used them as in my Christmas tree. I'm just poking it right in that hole. So we're going to trim those down if they need trimmed. But they're just supposed to be just little pokes of hair sticking out. You also could twist some wire around a paintbrush handle and put in here too. Yeah. just a tiny little dot. That'll hold it. So if you had a live today, I will go back and watch it. I know Donna had one, but our appointment was longer than we expected. We were running this entire day. I hate days like that. I'm a homebody. I could stay home and never leave this house. When I'm at work, I can't wait to get back home. Just because I like being home. I like playing around my house and doing whatever it is I need to do. That's going in those holes easier than I thought it would. We're going to cut those down. So I'm taking these and I'm cutting them at an angle a little bit, the ends, and I think that's helping. Cheryl, thank you. Welcome for sprinkling. I see it up there, but I don't see it over here. I keep saying I need to get a magnifying glass for up there because I can't see the writing. And then when I'm in a flare-up, my vision is messed up too. I just put, on these I used white glue water and I just added some instant coffee in it, stirred it till it was dry, and then just wrapped it around a straw and sat them and let them dry. And didn't take it off your straw. I usually make, when I do them, I usually make about 100 at a time. That's a good way to use up your little pieces of lace and all your trims and ribbons and things. Just make little curly cues. So yeah, she needs a little bit of a hair trim. But it's really cute for doll hair. Oh, you like her hair, Donna? Thank you. So, let's see what this lace will look like around the bottom of her stand. Can y'all see that? What do you think? I gotta paint her shoes on too yet. I think I'll do that before I get too messed up with. So all I'm doing is painting 2 half circles for her shoes. Thanks, Joanne. So I'm going to put this just around the base. I don't remember what I paid for this kit, so you could ask Kelly. I need to clean my glue tool again too. So has anybody heard anything from Stella? I know she was moving back to Arizona. That's the last thing I heard. And she was doing some work for her church, or a church, but I miss watching her. Okay, there's that. Now let's put her sign in her hand. Is that dry? Dry it a little bit more. Oh, thank you. So what I'm putting this in our hand with is just jute that I'm going to poke through, or attempt to poke through these holes. Okay, that's not quite dry enough. Maybe not. I might have to drill these holes bigger. So I pulled that all loose because it's not dry enough yet. Yeah, I miss Stella. So I'm going to drill these a little bit bigger. You know, when I lost my other page, Stella helped me get started again with this one. Go ahead, Colette. Your dad's more important. There we go. Yeah, I saw a creator the other day was saying, and I don't remember who it was. It isn't something, somebody I follow. She just popped up on my feed saying that she lost her page. That's awful. I don't know why something can't be done with all of this scamming that's going on. I know I was devastated when I lost my page. But Stella helped me get started again. Very sweet person. Your dad's more important. When I took care of my in-laws, I had a big cowbell. That's what I gave them so they could get my attention. I got so tired of hearing that. It's like, I was just checking to see if you're still here. My father-in-law, he would, I'm just checking on you. It's like, I'm running the vacuum. You didn't hear it? Of course, he wore 2 hearing aids. So he was like really hard of hearing. Almost got that pushed through. Yes, someone took my page. And I had it in my maiden name. And since I didn't have ID in my maiden name, I couldn't get my page back. So I lost my personal page and my business page. I had to start totally over on both because they were in my maiden name. Facebook would not help me with no other kind of identification. No passwords, nothing. They, well, if you don't have ID and you can't prove it. And I was like, the only ID I have with that is my birth certificate, and there's no picture of that, and I don't look the same anyway. Yeah, they would not help me. So I had to start completely over. It is awful, Donna. So I'm trying to get this pushed through that hole. You know what? We'll do it this way. I'm going to tie it here. I had it in my maiden name so people that didn't know my married name could find me. Yeah, Facebook would not, they wouldn't help me at all. So I lost all that content. I had over 2,000 followers, lost all of them. I've gotten a few of them back, but not many of them. So I don't know. I don't understand it either. I was doing stuff on my page late that night, and the next morning it was gone. Just that quick. They took everything. So now I have 2 admins. So that if it happens again, and you know in this society it probably will, because I am getting all kind of scammers again, people wanting to buy stuff that, you know, all they want is my information. Hi Mel, welcome. We're making a kit from Kelly at Hosack Mountain Mercantile. So what I'm going to do is I just made a knot, and I'm just going to glue that knot to her hand. This is what we're making. Hi, Kay. So, hi, Julie. Hi, Barb. So, Kelly, thank you. It's good to be back. Yeah, this is Kelly's kit. And I got it about 6 months ago. Forgot about it. When I was moving, I found it. So, I figured that's what we'll make tonight. So she, when you get the pattern, she gives you like a stencil that says welcome. I'm using, this is her, the hanger on the front of her. I'm using this as a for Wi-Fi password in my guest room. It's good to see all of you too. So those of you that are just hopping on, Monday we're going to start making a duck. I found a pattern that I hadn't made in, I don't know how long. It's been a long time. My mom might remember. I keep saying I'm going to put dates on my patterns or put a paper in it. You know, I made it on this date or that date. And I have never done that. One of these days I'll listen to myself. I used to do that all the time. So every year when I had my store, I could not have the same merchandise. But I haven't done that in, I don't know, a while. I used to do it when I did shows too, so that each season I would have something different. I'm going to wait to tie that when we glue it in her hand. So I get these the same. There's one. Hey, we're almost done, and I only got part 1 so far. So I'm doing pretty good tonight. And I have little buttons too that I'm going to put on here. So now I can get this one so it'll hang even. And not this one. Since I can't get this jute to go through the hole in her hand. I know, I am. I am 600 years old. Y'all will never let me forget that, will you? On one of my videos, I said something about me being 600 years old, so now I'm reminded of that. The last 4 weeks, I felt older than that. But today, I can tell the flare-up is starting to go away. Thank God. So there's that. So I have 2 little red buttons that I'm going to put in the corner of her sign. And that coffee podge on her sign is not totally dry yet, but it'll dry. Thank you, Barb. Now, Kelly did hers totally different. I couldn't remember how Kelly did. I know she used nails for the hair. And her sign said welcome. Mine's just going to be Wi-Fi password. Thank you. I know, Julie, I've missed today's lives too. Tony and I had appointments and I just missed them all. But there she is. So if you're interested in this wood kit, contact Kelly. I told her I was doing it. Thank you, Brenda. And this is the stencil she gives you for the sign. It says welcome on it. But you can actually write anything on that sign. And I don't remember how she did hers. But there she is. And it's from Kelly. Thanks, Donna. So it's Hoosac Mountain Mercantile. Thanks, Pat. Thank you all for hopping on and watching me. I have missed all of you so much. Thank you for the prayers and the messages and checking on me, you know, because except for the events I was in, I haven't been live since November. I've missed. Thank you, Barb. Oh, good, Jolie. Thank you. So I missed Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas. So hopefully I can get caught up with Easter, huh? But there she is. God bless you all. Thank you for hopping on. And I'll see you Monday at 7.